Hey guys, today we're going to be chatting about weight loss. If you have gained weight recently or you're finding it difficult to lose weight, definitely stay tuned. Weight gain. My experience over the last 6 months of weight gain, because I have gained some weight, has had nothing to do with my ketogenic diet and everything to do with something that women struggle with all the time. And this has been quite eye-opening for me because I've never experienced this sort of weight gain before. So I'm really excited to share what happened, how I am addressing it, and also how I'm being okay with this. And how I'm using this as an opportunity to learn about my body, to teach you guys, and to keep on rocking it into the next phase of me understanding my body and fueling it properly. So first off, 3 truths about keto. For those of you who don't know what ketogenic eating is, it's low carb, high fat. My approach is whole food based, so like lots of vegetables, a little bit of fruit, lots of healthy fats like avocado, tallow, coconut oil, lots of coconut. And this eating style helped me heal my amenorrhea. I had amenorrhea for 8 years, which is a lack of period. I didn't have my period for 8 years. I ate this way, and about 9 months later, I got my period back. It also helped me lose weight. I lost a total of 12% body fat and over 20 pounds in a very short period of time by eating this way. And it gave me lots of energy to be able to do the things I wanted to do, to run up a mountain really fast and be awesome. And also my husband, when he is practicing ketogenic eating, he really loves potatoes, so he does a lot of the carb up stuff and sometimes forgets how much he loves keto, so he goes back and forth. But when he does do it, he loses weight, gets super shredded. It's unreal to watch. In the span of like a week, he's like lost all this weight and has a 6-pack. So my life over the last 6 months, there are a couple of areas that contributed to the reason I have gained weight. And the first one being I had a major crazy adrenal crash. This came from our commitment of doing renovations to our upstairs. It was supposed to be a 2-week thing. It ended up being almost 6 months. Major timelines were missed. The budget was crazy. I was totally felt like I had an invasion of my privacy. I never had the house to myself. Our bedroom was in the dining room, which was also our living room, which was also where I recorded videos. It was just insane. And a lot of the times I felt like I wasn't being heard, and it was really hard to communicate what I wanted. That coupled with going off my adrenal medication, a medication called Cortef, which is hydrocortisone. I had been taking a certain amount and I figured, it's good, we'll just go off of it. And about 2 days later, I had a crash that was just insane. I couldn't get out of bed. When I did get out of bed, I was super depressed and I went back to bed at 11, but there were like nail guns going off and it was hard for me to sleep. There were periods where I couldn't understand what people were saying. They would come up to me and talk to me and I would see their lips moving and not understand anything. When I tested my cortisol, it had gone from 550 down to 100. So I was massively imbalanced in the morning at 100 cortisol, and then in the evening it would be up to like 1700. So I wasn't sleeping, I would stay awake at night, then have a hard time waking up. So it's just this rigmarole of stress and invasion of privacy, coupled with bioidentical hormone treatments that I had been on and signing a cookbook deal with Victory Belt. So it was like this perfect storm of all these things happening at once. And I started to notice that my weight started going up like really quickly. And the problem is that I was eating ketogenic. Like I was doing everything that I had been doing forever. And all of a sudden I was gaining weight. So then I was like, okay, well, gaining weight, okay, I'll restrict my calories, I'll start counting my macros again, maybe something went weird. I'll do testing with my blood for ketones and see where that's at. And there was a period where I would test my ketones in the morning and in the evening, and at most I would hit 0.5 millimoles per liter. Like I got into ketosis the first time like in 3 days, not even. Like my body was like, vroom, done. And it was weird to me that I couldn't keep a consistent number. And then there was a day where all the contractors were gone. I knew they weren't gonna be here. I sat outside, I worked on my computer, I drank keto lemonade, and the next morning my ketones were 2.7 millimoles per liter. So this was kind of like the wake-up call of like, hey girl, no matter how little you eat, your ketones are not going to be high because you're super stressed out. And the reason this happens is because when our cortisol is engaged and our adrenals are all over the map, oftentimes it stimulates glucose production. So even if you are not eating carbs, your body will create a little bit of glucose, but when your adrenals are all out of whack, your body will create glucose when it technically doesn't need glucose, but it thinks it does, so you gain weight because your cortisol is all over the place. That's what I was experiencing. So I came to this place of, I'm restricting my calories, I'm still not losing weight, I'm super stressed out. I know that the stress and imbalance is causing this weight gain, but I am helpless to this. So I did a couple of things. The first one was seeing the patterns with my energy, bloating, stress, and how it relates to the environment around me. So this experience really taught me that I'm super sensitive to the environment around me. And in fact, a lot of women live in this like hyper stress state, and they come to me and say like, my ketone levels can't get over 0.5 and I can't lose weight. And when I think about a cupcake, I gain 20 pounds. This is what is happening. You're creating that glucose and that preparation, and you're not able to lose weight. So I started looking at the environment around me and started understanding what was triggering for me and what wasn't. And the restricting wasn't working. So instead of continuing to restrict, which I knew wasn't going to help the situation, I kind of backtracked to the process that I had been doing previously, where I decided to just eat enough, where I decided to not restrict. Because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to have an eating disorder, and so restricting can be super triggering for me and can kind of start on this like rigmarole of ultra restriction. And I was really just sick of fighting with my body and like tired of being hungry. And in this state of stress, when my restriction wasn't working, it was sort of this wake-up call to like, your body doesn't respond to restriction, Leanne. Your body responds to love. And so looking at my body with love and seeing the body that had been created via stress, and we're not talking about a lot of weight. I mean, I really haven't gained that much, but it was enough that people started saying things on YouTube and questions were asked. And so I started looking at my body as just, you know, this is very much the body I had before an eating disorder. You know, in my teens, this is really the body that I had. And I know that for me to be thin, like super thin, I need to spend a lot of time at the gym. I need to restrict my eating. I need to count my calories, my macros, and all of these activities will probably impact my hormones and make it harder for me to lose weight, make it so that I'm not fertile, make it so that I'm miserable and anxious, depressed. Those are all real things. So keto didn't make me fat, and I know that there's a huge misconception out there that when you start eating keto, you gain all this weight, and why am I gaining weight on keto? I think a lot of it has to do with your cortisol and your stress, because I had been doing the exact same thing, and I was gaining weight like crazy. I'm happy to report that the weight gain has stopped as I started looking at my environment and treating myself with love and actually eating more. My weight gain has subsided, and I can slowly start seeing that pants are fitting a little bit looser and things like that. So it's all about knowing that these things come in waves. I'm at the point now that I know that ketosis and low-carb, high-fat eating feels so good in my body, and I am benefiting not only my body composition, but also my mind and my digestion and my emotions and my hormones by eating this way. And with this, I'm realizing that you really can have both. You can have a diet that feels really good in your body, and you can have love for your body right now. And I've also learned that you can have any body that you want. Like if you work hard enough and do all the things that are required, you can get pretty close to that goal body that you're searching for. But there's a path to obtain that body, and it may be at the cost of other things. And the funny thing is, you know, the more I eat high fat, low carb, and the more I listen to my body, and the closer I get to myself by asking myself questions and seeing like, whoa, this weight gain had nothing to do with what I ate. It had everything to do with my environment. And how do I learn from that? Makes me stronger, smarter, happier, healthier than I was 6 months ago. So the takeaways of today's video, the first one being stress is probably making you fat and probably making it pretty difficult for you to lose weight. Number 2 is that stress can kick you out of ketosis and make it impossible to get into ketosis when you're super stressed out. 3, you can follow ketosis to lose weight, maintain weight, gain weight. It's all up to you. But it's interesting that what I ate 2 years ago to lose weight wasn't what I needed in that moment to lose weight. And so it's all about listening to your body and really understanding where you're at right now and what your body needs right now. And number 4, weight maintenance is going to be different for everyone. Like I said, I seem to be leveling off at this point and losing weight slowly. And I know that stress is completely leading the pack on this one. So whenever I get in a stressful environment or a stressful situation, it's all about deactivating the stress, going for a walk after, and not going toward food, which I never did. It was never a stress eating thing. It was literally just stress creating weight gain. So 3 awesome things that you can do right now. The first one is grab my Fat Field program so you can take charge of your health and happiness. I'll include a link up here and also down below. This is the program that I use to heal my body that you can use to balance your imbalances, boost your energy, and free yourself from that negative self-talk that a lot of us deal with that can also cause stress and make it impossible to lose weight. The second thing is you can get the transcript and free mini guide download for this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link to that transcript will be up here. And if you're watching this on my blog, it's down below. Look for the big pink button. You can't miss it. And third thing is you should subscribe to my channel because I come up with videos every Wednesday, informational videos like this one. Sometimes we do a recipe, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.